What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be building some new stuff in the garage to hopefully help with space, storage, and just to kind of clean everything up. Louie's here, Jake's here. We've got a whole trailer full of lumber, and we're going to get right to it. What do you think about that, Chino? He's like, all right, I'm done. So we got some lumber, we got some brains, right, Cody?
A little bit.
We have no professional experience building anything, but we did build a bathroom. Looks kind of good.
Part of the bathroom, it's not bad.
Yeah, there's a door, and then we got to do the rest of the stuff. But like, it's there, and we got some boys here. So what we plan on doing is making a little room to go over there. Not really a room, a loft. We have a bunch of stuff over here that's just kind of not really used very often, and it's just in the way. And that's like our chill spot. That's where we play video games at and eat food and draw things and bark. We bark over there, and we draw designs for things that shouldn't be on the road, but we do it anyway. So we want to have a nice little area over there. So we come up with the loft, or the mezzanine, if you're real fancy. So what we're gonna do is frame in the top portion of that. We've got some 4x4s. We're gonna elevate that thing and get some stuff upstairs. So to the best of our knowledge, these are 2x6x12s. And to build a perfect square, so all your plywood sits on there nice and you don't have to cut any or add any weird lengths, you have to take a portion of your frame, two ends, and shorten them by however much the thickness is of a 2x4 or a 2x6 doubled. So we've already cut 3 inches off of these. We'll have to do the same for our braces that run across. But now we should be able to take this, screw it to these, and we should have the outermost portion of the frame. Then next comes braces, 4x4s, and then anchor this thing. Obviously we'll probably have to move a bunch of stuff because I'm a hoarder. So as you can see, we got those cut and we're about to start assembling the frame. We've assembled the frame. Same. Oh God, I thought he was gonna do it. I was like, you are committing.
I'm not that stupid. Now we're all scared to get on top of it, though.
Yeah. Now all we gotta do is put our the battery died. So we got everything up there. The 4x4s are supporting the weight now. It looks very not true. So we've got some of this action going on. We're gonna anchor it to that wall and this wall. So we're not too worried about it being not square, because by the time we get it up there and cinch everything down, it should kind of snug it up and get everything nice and tight. And then we need to brace, I think, a couple of these legs with some pieces like that. But for now, to get the frame rigid enough to where we can scoot it over there where it needs to be, we're going to put these braces in there. And we have little brackets that screw up there, and you just drop the pieces in. So we're not carpenters, right, Cody?
Not at all, dude. But we're doing it.
We are. And we have this all framed up, and we put a board to secure it up against the wall. Haven't been filming much because I have to use all my brain power for this, and the camera's been dead. So just kind of, you know. But there's Cody and I.
All right, boys.
here's kind of where we left off. We still have to get a 2x6 to go here because we miscounted. And we have 2 sheets of plywood already attached. So I'll give you the tour from up here, carefully and safely. Remember, you can stand on the top of the ladder, as long as you're safe. So yeah, this is my perspective up here. So against the walls, there's not going to be very much headroom, but as you go out further, you can see I can kind of stand up here. We need another 2x6. But like right here, about 4 foot out from the wall, I can stand up. Hi, Cody.
Happy.
So the goal with this is downstairs chill spot, eventually close it in and have some form of air conditioning. All of our games and stuff are going to be down there, like the PS2 and all that stuff. So our little lunch table and a couple other little knick-knacky things. And then everything that's downstairs already is going to go up here against the walls and just kind of clean everything up off the floor down there, make it look better, more presentable. But down I go.
Day 2.
Well, it looks like you made good use of your day off.
I did that, some of it. It's almost done.
So we just need a couple more braces in here. We used the 2x4s that we had. And he got all the, I say we, Cody took care of it. So a couple more places we've got to screw down and then hang some lights in here temporarily until we get the lights that we're actually going to use. But yeah. Looks pretty good. Let's see if I can get up here without dying. I mean, being unalive.
How is it up there?
Pretty good. So this is actually not taking up any more space than what we were already taking up anyway, since our table was right below us. So pulling the CRX in here, it'll still be able to open all the doors exactly like we were before. But we're basically transplanting all of the parts and storage up here. To do that, we went and bought a shelf to replace our rinky-dink, janky, 15-year-old plus shelf that you can, look at that wiggle. Yeah, that's sketchy. This thing is gonna go away. Wait a minute. That needs to go up there. Crap. Ah, much better.
Yeah.
So, we just went with what Walmart had because it seemed like a pretty good deal. This is the Hart 5 steel shelving shelf. It is 48 inches wide, 24 inches deep, and 72 high, but you can build it in multiple layouts. So I think it will work perfect for us, seeing as we can only go up 4 foot until we get to the rafters there. But we're gonna box this thing, give you an honest review because car guys need shelves, and then we'll start the mass exodus of shit from there to up here, but hopefully a lot more organized. I like it. No. We got the shelves assembled and they're all right for the price. I think we paid 150 bucks for these. I know you can get better shelves, but for the time being, since we're just trying to clean up and everything, these are decent little shelves. They would be perfect to set merch on in the future if we ever have that much merch. But they're gonna work for putting milk crates up there, random stuff. We've got too much stuff down there, but this will be perfect for the time being. And honestly, I would rival the quality of these shelves with that one down there, saying that this is better as far as stability goes so far. I know there's nothing on it, but that one just freestanding is sketchy. So this is at least not sketchy. May not be able to hold as much weight, but not sketchy. So I guess it's time to start moving everything. Boom, just like that, one shelf down. That sketchy thing is right over there, and it will be dealt with accordingly. There's a special place in hell for that shelf, right? The cool thing is you can't see all the junk from down here. You can see our little shelves, but we still have to put it all up. It's right there.
You gotta be like 9 foot tall.
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln status. So we got a majority of the stuff moved, slightly organized. I still have to get some totes for random stuff. All that's like factory intake stuff off of random cars. Over here we've got random engine mechanicals, like there's the dual point we took off the sedan, turbo housing, some AM underdrive pulleys, a couple valve covers, gaskets, timing belts. Down here I've got all my extra brake stuff for my car, extra calipers, new master, clutches, suspension, a couple cranks, axles, electronics, and then all the factory parts over here. So I got like a stack of ECUs, radios, bezels, rain guard, name it, you name it, it's probably up here in some way. The next portion is to just get all the stuff off the wall over there, moved up here, and organize. Maybe some new shelves, because these are full. So much better! Jake's helped me move the last of my junk. I got a few more milk crates and a couple other things, but we got everything pretty well squared away. We also moved everything out of this corner where the media room's gonna be. It looks pretty strong. And we moved our 2 cream shelves over here, so that's mainly our detailing supplies, paint, like brake part cleaner, all the expendable things that we use all the time. They're not, is it expendables? It's consumables is what we call it at the shop. All our consumables and cleaning supplies and stuff are over there. And we left room for the pressure washer. And then at the bottom of that shelf over there, we got like the parts to go on. So that way we don't have to get back up here to grab stuff out. That's stuff that should go on a couple cars here soon, so. Boom. Got all our like winter stuff up here. Our second vacuum, the gas, kerosene, totes and boxes and boxes and totes and organized stuff and more organized stuff. And I realized I have way more headlights than I thought I had for an EF. See if I can. We need stairs. Something fierce. But yeah, it looks a little different. Got all the wheels up here. My 2 spare blocks. So those are both B18 blocks. The goal is to build one of those. Got some cranks and some suspension parts. 2, 4, 5 headlights. I got a bunch of stuff, but it's all necessary, so.
3 days later.
Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you stopping in for the video. In this video, I think I'm just gonna briefly give an update on all of the vehicles and all of projects and where they stand. It's been a little hectic, a little busy in personal lives, work lives, and back here at the shop. So this video is to update you on that. First things first, I apologize. The scheduling of events and all that stuff has kind of gotten me thrown in a loop. If you don't know, I do a little bit of racing, nothing serious. We get out and race pit bikes. This is my little hauler, got a new rack for it. The CRV desperately needs some work. I kind of want to do a lift kit on it and get this thing kind of elevated a little more and get it to where it doesn't squat as much when the bike's on there. I've got some bike work to do, but a project you're probably familiar with is the mini truck. The mini truck, as it sits right now, is drivable with the suspension components that we have on it. If you've seen, we made custom lowers for it. We made custom coilovers for it. We 4x100 swapped the front. And so far it seems like it's working. Probably shouldn't be driving it right now, but it's got a working handbrake, like e-brake. I've drove it around just a couple of the back roads around here, just cruise it around a little bit, make sure there's no binding of the steering or anything like that. I still want to correct the tie rod issue. So if you've seen in the previous video, it does not have correct length tie rods. Since we've extended the lowers and where we want to run it for camber, it's not ideal. So I need to lengthen the tie rods, and I kind of want to do a heim joint setup. That way they're a little bit sturdier and we don't have to worry about it, at least replacing them. But as of right now, it moves, it works. I drove it down the road. Me and Chino went for a ride. The suspension works too, which is great. It's a little stiff, but another thing to note with this is I had charging issues out of it. So I had the factory alternator tested and it checks out fine. And the only thing that we hadn't really gone through on that was a battery. So I got a new battery, and hopefully within the next week or so, I have some time to film installing that and seeing if maybe the battery was causing it to not charge. I don't know. I'm not a fan of charging issues. They're not my favorite, even though they're probably very simple to track down. We have good grounds. We have a good alternator. We didn't have the best battery, so hopefully that's it. Hopefully it's cut and dry. So that's all for the mini truck. It looks cool. It's outside. Moved it outside to work on the sedan some. Test fitting some wheels, polishing some wheels. I had a trade deal. It didn't go through, so we are going to be cleaning the LXZs up. This right here, this is my American K-Van. I say American because it's a Tiger truck. It is left-hand drive. You've seen it. If you haven't seen it, go watch the other videos where we ripped the front end out of it. But all the suspension components on this from the front got swapped onto the truck. That's why it is sitting here on the tires with no suspension. Nothing. We have yet to take the rear end out of it. I want to do that, but at the moment I think we're gonna have to hold off on it and get some other things sorted out. I really want to be able to drive my sedan, and the sedan only needs a few little things to be drivable. So I think that's next on the chopping block, is just getting that back drivable. It's drivable now, let's be honest. I've driven it in a lot worse condition, but it needs a motor mount, needs O2 sensor, and a little bit more wiring to finish up the OBD1 swap. As for the CRX, it got new tires. I put those on the rear with a smaller size, lowered it a little bit. We had plenty of clearance, no rubbing. I'm running Advans, so 195/45 on the rear. Same Advans up front with a 195/40 on an 8 wide and a 9 wide. Not much I can do on that right now at the moment. There's a lot of little things I need to tidy up, but I think I'm just going to dedicate a day to that before we go to Battle of the Bluegrass. But yeah, so basically just going to clean this thing up a little more and keep it nice is the plan. Cody's G, not really changed much. We put different tires on it. He lowered it for Riverside. You've probably seen that. Looks good as always. Did some clear markers on it. And then the sedan. Here it is. Plans for the sedan are to get a set of wheels that looks good on it. These look okay. The tires, not the best. Hi, Chino. Hi, boy. Just look. They have a lot of clear coat fade, where it's just kind of peeling off, and they've not been taken care of by the previous owner. Someone's curbed them, and someone's, I guess, knocked these up against a bunch of other wheels or something like that. But the faces seem to be in really good shape as far as like dings, dents, scratches, things like that. All this polishes out. So we also built a loft, mezzanine, whatever you want to call it. And that holds all our, not all our junk, all my junk. So it's got all my extra wheels up there, some of Jake's stuff, some of Cody's stuff, some of my stuff. Chino's got slobber on the lens. Look at him. Cody and I and some of the boys built that, so I appreciate Jake and Louie for coming up and helping with that. And we had a little cookout and it was a good time. But I appreciate the boys very much for coming up and helping with that. Louie and Jake and Cody and myself built that in I think a day, day and a half. But yeah, so that's the update. But don't forget to get some merch if you haven't. I think we still have some of these left. Still have the spicyboy.jp stickers. I think those will be going on the website. Get a shirt. We still have plenty of koozies and lanyards. But thank you for watching, and here we go.